Hello, everybody. Welcome to another insightful episode of Food Frontiers, where we spotlight the visionaries and trailblazers shaping the future of the F&B industry. And this is an initiative by India Business and Trade, the thought leadership platform of the Trade Promotion Council of India. Today, we are pleased to welcome Mr. Annu Gupta, who's the CEO International Business of Britannia Industries. With over 26 years of experience in the FMCG industry, Mr. Gupta serves as the CEO of International Business at Britannia, which is India's largest bakery company. He leads Britannia's global expansion across 5 continents and over 80 markets, driving the vision of transforming the Britannia into a total global foods company. His expertise lies in creating innovative business strategies, building diverse and inclusive teams, designing channel-specific go-to-market plans, analyzing returns on capital employed, optimizing operational efficiencies, interpreting industry trends and market potential. He has been instrumental in Britannia's growth across regions such as the Middle East, North America, Africa, Southeast Asia, Australia, and the UK, where Britannia has achieved success through both organic and inorganic approaches. Mr. Gupta is an alumnus of the Indian Institute of Management, Lucknow, where he earned his postgraduate diploma in management from one of India's premier business schools. Welcome, Mr. Gupta, to our interaction today. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Virat. Thank you, TPCI. It's Thank you for having me, and I'm very pleased to be here.
Thank you, sir, and welcome. So, our first question to you is, how has Britannia's export strategy evolved over the years in response to changing global demand, and how has your export business grown?
Right. As you have rightly summed up in your intro, Britannia is the market leader in bakery products in India for the longest period of time. And I think this is largely driven by our deep-rooted knowledge about the art and science of baking, which spans over 100 years. Just for perspective, Britannia was actually launched in the year 1892. So we are actually, 132-year-old organization, and we are having one of the largest research and development centers of bakery innovation in Asia. So that is really the backbone of how we are able to get that expertise to cater to various, taste preferences and formats, which gives us an edge over other players across the world. As you know, and as our viewers would know, that we have a very diverse portfolio, which allows us to offer consistently unique and differentiated products. Like everybody knows products like Good Day, but we also have a huge variety. We have Jim Jam Pops, we have Muska Chaska, we have Milk Bikis, we have Rusk, we have all types of cakes, and now we are also into dairy products, all sorts of dairy products, milkshakes, cheeses, etc. We are also into snacking, we are into croissants, we are into wafers. So we are slowly, expanding in the adjacent businesses also, and trying to reinforce our position as the premium snacking partner in today's world. How we have been able to expand our export strategy? One is this huge, portfolio benefit that we get from Britannia. Second is, we are blessed to have a great team, both some of which are whom are based in India and some of whom are based internationally, and we have been able to expand our presence. We are able to get very committed, long-term distribution partners in several large markets of the world, like the United States, Canada, the entire Middle East, UAE, Saudi, then parts of Oceania like Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, etc., and also a very good presence in the African continent. Apart from this, we also have undertaken inorganic route for growth. So some of you might be aware, a couple of years back, we acquired a company in Kenya, and now we have a full-fledged, manufacturing facility in Nairobi with a full-fledged team of about 400 people working there. We have expanded our manufacturing to Egypt, where we have a third-party manufacturing operation. We have a full-fledged greenfield operation in Nepal. Apart from our Middle East, local presence, which has manufacturing units in Dubai and Oman. So this is also another, route that we have taken to grow, far and wide. Our intent has always been to take Britannia to the world. And although we have come a long way, but I do believe that the opportunities are immense, and we do have a significant, way to go ahead in this journey as well.
Right. Right. Thank you, Mr. Gupta, for that answer. Which international markets, in your experience, have shown the most traction for you, and what factors have contributed to your success in those markets in particular?
Right. So, I mean, that's a great question. So biscuits. Let me give you a perspective. The actually biscuits is a very localized industry, because biscuits is largely a high volume, low value, low margin type of business, which requires ability to be as close to the consumer as possible. So wherever we have set up manufacturing facilities, we have seen the fastest growth coming from there. For example, in Nepal, we have when since the time we established our manufacturing unit in 2019, we have grown to become the largest player there. Similarly, in Kenya, as I was mentioning, we acquired a company a couple of years back. Now we are among the top three biscuit players there. In UAE, where we have local manufacturing, we are consistently among the top three players here. So that is one. The second aspect is, wherever the Indian diaspora is big, and the Indian diaspora, as you know, the world over, wherever we go, we always are at the upper spectrum of the society in terms of, we normally do well whenever we go out of India in general. So US, Canada, Australia, etc., and now UK. These are, upcoming markets for us, and they are already, they have a scale, and we are growing well there. It's also thanks to our hugely influential diaspora, which is doing well in these countries. In addition to that, there is another factor behind our success in few markets, and that is our innovation. So, for example, in the Middle East region, where a lot of Indian diaspora is also there, as well as we market to local consumers here. We have also developed, locally, regionally, preferred products, which necessarily may or may not be available in India. So these are the top markets, and these are the reasons for their growth.
Right. Actually, it's very interesting always to listen to case studies of companies, how they adapt their product offerings to specific markets. Could you share some examples in this regard?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, as I mentioned, Virat, that the biscuit industry is very localized, and in every large market of the world, there are already existing incumbents. Large companies that are strong. For example, in United States, there is Mondelez. In UK, there is Pladis, which is McVitie's, which owns the brand McVitie's. In Nigeria, there is a brand called Yale, like that. In Sri Lanka, there's a brand called Ceylon Biscuits. So in every market, there are strong incumbents. Now, if in order for us to succeed, we have to go for localized innovations. So what we have done, for example, in this region, in the Middle East region, is that we have come up with some very, very specific Arab focused products, like the black seed rusk, which is not a sweet rusk, but which is a version which the local people like, with black seed, or kalonji as we call it in Hindi, and this is not sweet. So this is really good. It goes very well as a low calorie snack. Similarly, we have a we have an offshoot of the regular digestive biscuit, wherein we have put some herbs and we have put black seeds, etc., to make it more, resonating with the local population here. We also have, in the American style, the soft baked cookies, which we do not do in India, which are typically large cookies, which are kind of soft, and they are sold individually wrapped. So there are these are some examples. Of course, there are many more examples. We also do packaging innovation. So, products which are also available in India, like the Jim Jam Pops. But in this region, if you go to large markets like US, etc., you'll find them in a different packaging, which is more suitable for the modern trade format, because that is more prevalent there. Maybe in large boxes, maybe easily dispensable. So innovation is both at the product end as well as the packaging end. If you look at the example of Canada, now, Canada has a huge population of Punjabis, as most of the people would know. We have introduced a very, very specialized homemade cookies range, which is like, when we in Punjab, it's like very common to have, home style bakery type of cookies. That's a big market. So, we have introduced that, and we have used atta, we have tried to make it healthy, and we have even classified it, we're calling it Punjabi cookies. So yeah, I mean, we do this all the time, and this is what gives us the edge.
Right, right. That's very interesting indeed. Also, Mr. Gupta, sustainability is a buzzword across industries today. And I would say
Right.
sustainability as well as, smart manufacturing techniques. So,
Right.
as a leader in its segment, how is Britannia driving this change in its operations?
Yeah, no, it's very good that you asked this question, because this is very close to our heart. And Britannia has been, one of the, I would say, few large companies in India that has been working on this for a substantial period of time. So right from the sustainable sourcing of ingredients to sustainable packaging solutions, enriching the products with micronutrients, maximizing the efficiency of the resources that we consume to minimize our environmental impact, etc., etc. So there's a full gamut of activities that we cover under ESG, and sustainability is very core to our being. So I would give some examples here, which will resonate with the viewers. So one step that our company has taken is that we are already 100% plastic neutral when it comes to packaging. So as you know, most of our packaging is made of plastics. So we have made sure that we process equivalent quantity of plastic that we generate in our packaging. We process it the same quantity, so that overall we neutralize the impact of that plastic packaging. In fact, in the last year, we have processed over 43,000 metric tons of plastic. Right. Similarly, we are very, very, let's say, single-mindedly focused on converting the source of energy to renewable sources. So most of our plants, in fact, more than 70% of the total consumption of energy across our plants is based on solar and wind. And this percentage was far, far, lower 5 years ago. Similarly, when we look at fuel consumption, we always go for clean fuels. We always go for new oven technology, which reduces the consumption of these fuels, right? Similarly, all our water management systems, we want to recycle the water, especially in our factories, especially in our large offices. We focus on that. We focus on the recyclability of the water that is used, right? In fact, we are even adopting these best practices to our international factories. For example, in UAE here, we are doing a project this year of solar power. on the roof of our factory here. Similarly, we also look at very, very, as I said earlier, very, very critically sourcing the ingredients that go into our biscuits, should be sustainable. For example, the responsible palm oil that we, or RSPO that we source, the cocoa which is sourced from very, very responsible producers, which has a commitment to keep it carbon neutral, etc., etc. So there are a lot of initiatives that we take across the spectrum of sustainability. Similarly, when it comes to our people, our workforce, we have diversity at the core of our agenda. We have empowerment at the core of our agenda. So it's not only sustainable for environment, it's also sustainable. How do I create a sustainable culture for my organization? Where everybody is treated equally, where everybody's viewpoint is heard and, actioned on, and which believes in, diversity and inclusion. So I think that's what we do. And in fact, we also publish this ESG report every year. All the initiatives that we take, we publish it. It's available on our website in the reports section. And I would encourage the viewers to also, go through that.
Certainly, certainly, sir. That's very impressive to see your proactive approach in this area. So, going forward, what are the dominant trends which you find in food consumption which will drive the next wave of growth? What are the new trends emerging which you feel will change the market and interest you as a company?
Right. I mean, we are Virat. We are at the cusp of a huge seismic change that we are seeing in our industry. And let me be more specific about our industry, because it's very easy to generalize trends, but I'll talk more about our industry. So one is that, as we all know, that packaged food and snacking consumption is rising very rapidly, not only in India but globally. Now, within this, there's a very clear trend of people going towards healthier options, people going towards clean label, packaging, clean label products, wherein the ingredients they can easily understand. So that has always been our emphasis. Slowly and surely, we are moving towards healthier alternatives across our range, like the whole wheat atta, like micronutrients infused products, like immunity boosting products, etc., etc. So this, of course, is one trend. Then there's another trend which is almost counterintuitively the opposite of this, but it's also catching on, which is the indulgence led by chocolate. So the whole bakery and bakery snack world is getting merged with the chocolate world into what we call a choco bakery. So that is, so the chocolatization of all the biscuit products, whether you fill the chocolate inside, whether you coat it outside, whether you give chocolate flavors, etc. This trend is something which is going on for quite some time. And right now, as you all know, that the world is seeing, never before kind of prices for cocoa. They are at all-time high. And this is, I don't know whether this is due to this trend, or whether I'm sure it has to do with environment and global climate change, etc. But this trend is definitely here to stay. This trend is going to continue in the future. That's definitely another significant trend that we are seeing, this choco bakery. Then we are also seeing a huge localization. People want to become modern, but they want to be associated with their roots. They don't want to leave their culture. That is very, very important for the millennials, this the new generation. So whenever we go for modern products, but we have to infuse the local traditional flavors into that. Like I gave you some example of the Arab world, like this black seed digestive, rusk, etc. Similarly, in India, a huge focus on healthier grains, millets, ragi, etc., etc., right, into our diet and into our snacks. That is another major trend. Another key trend is the whole plant-based, snacking world. Whether it is plant-based dairy, whether it is plant-based meat, whether it is plant-based protein. So that is a huge thing that we are seeing. Protein itself is exploding. We are seeing protein in everything now, whether it's a milkshake or whether it's a energy bar, or protein and increasing. And people are understanding the benefit of protein, how protein helps us. People have become more active, have become lead a better lifestyle. So this is also a very very key trend that we are seeing here. And finally, I would say that the technology, I would say that the way the technology is moving with AI and machine learning and all of that, now I'm seeing increasingly technology playing a role in developing AI led recipes. And it's possible today to experiment with hundreds and thousands of recipes without actually going and producing it and then testing it with consumers. So the innovation cycle and the cycle to test products is crashing. So this whole technology interface with the food and snacking industry is it's not a trend. It is here to stay. It's like a continuous evolution. So I guess these are some which are top of mind.
Yes, quite interesting. In fact, AI across sectors, it's like if you don't use it, you're left behind. It's become something so important. So I have one
Absolutely.
final question. Britannia has been participating at Indusfood in the over the years, and what can you we look forward to your pavilion in the upcoming edition? And what is your view of Indusfood becoming an integrated trade fair now with the agri-tech, food tech, as well as food and beverage being a integrated trade fair?
Sure. No, I think Indus Food has been a very strong partner with us right from year one, and I think the government of India has really really taken a very very strong initiative of promoting this as the primary trade fair which focuses on exports, because we used to have a lot of domestic focused trade shows in the past, like the World Food and all of that, but more export oriented and targeting the customers, multicultural customers from all over the world. This really started off with Indus Food. So I think it's a superlative initiative, and I would say I would actually say that it's coming a bit too late. It should have been done maybe 20 years back or 30 years back, but better late than never, as they say. So, as you know, the world today, there are some leading global fairs and exhibitions that rule the roost. Whether it is the Europeans, in our industry, in the food industry, we have Sial, we have Anuga, we have ISM. In Dubai, we have Gulf Food, and then variations of this, and in US we have sweets and snacks, etc., etc. So I think we in India, being such a huge economy and growing so fast, definitely need to push our exports. That is long needed, and now the government, through its hugely successful PLI program, etc., is incentivizing also the people to look at international markets and take India to the other markets, whether it is automotive, whether it is electronics, etc., etc. So an export focused fair is definitely critical. Food is something that the whole world is looking at these days because of two or three reasons. One is that there are endless wars. As you know, we are living in a slightly strange, crazy world today, where there is geopolitical uncertainty everywhere. and there are a lot of these tariff issues and trade wars, etc., going on. And secondly, the climate change and huge impact on the food supply chains globally. So food particularly is in the limelight. Every country wants to be sustainable on food. Every country wants the population to have access to the best quality food. So India has, I think, a great opportunity to position itself as a huge exporter of food. There is a lot of trust in India that the whole world has this. I can tell you authentically, I have lived outside India for 19 years. So, and I have lived in different continents. So I can tell you authentically the kind of trust that we see for India, the kind of respect that we see for Indian businesses and Indian, innovation, accomplishments, etc. globally is quite high. So Indus Food is at the right place, the right time, and the government has taken a great initiative. I wish you guys all the very best for a hugely successful fair this year also. Our goal is, emphasis is, as one of the key partners with Indus Food, is to showcase our strengths, to showcase our innovation capabilities to the world, and to create this to promote the Indian ecosystem also, because it's not only about us promoting our brand, it's also about us promoting the brand of Make in India, the brand of Indian innovation. And I think that helps the whole ecosystem. It helps everyone. For our part, we take a lot of we take this very seriously. We do a lot of detailed planning which starts months in advance, wherein we start having discussions with our current partners or prospective partners, and then we kind of set up meetings during these 3 days that the fair is going to be had, as well as the fact that we for us also, we take this opportunity to go around the whole exhibition and to understand innovative ideas and innovative products. Even for a manufacturer and a brand owner like us, we come across so many new ideas that help us in our journey. So it's a win-win situation for us and for the ecosystem, when companies like ours participate in this exhibition. This
Okay.
is a lovely idea. I really second this idea of the government, because if India were to become a great manufacturing hub, and exports is one, if exports has to grow, the faith and the trust in Indian manufacturing also has to grow in the international community. I think manufacturing trade shows are very good for not only for foreign buyers, but I'm saying for also a lot for the Indian exporters who get all their manufacturing solutions in one place. A similar thing exists in Dubai. It's called Gulf Food Manufacturing. A similar thing exists in Europe. So it's a great idea. And agri-tech, of course, as you have rightly summed up, there can be no progress in exports without focusing on agriculture and without developing the entire value chain right down to the farmer. So that is absolutely critical. It's not only about the willingness to export, it's also about the capability, the cost competitiveness, and all that comes from a strong value chain end to end. So it is a beautiful concept, and I would also I'll discuss with my team, and would love to visit this new manufacturing and agri-tech happening in Yashobhumi.
Right,
Sure.
Mr. Gupta. So thank you so much for your time with us today. I really have received a lot of very enlightening insights, as I'm sure will the audience, about the bakery industry and some very interesting trends which are driving the future, and also how Britannia is taking the lead in driving sustainability into the F&B sector. Thank you so much for your time and wishing you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Virat. It was really a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for having me, and I would wish everyone who is listening to this, I would request them to visit Indus Food, and I would wish the organizers all the very best for a great trade show. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Do.